Okay. Are we live? Are we live? Let's see. Are we live? I do believe that we are, and it looks like we are. Okay. Hello. Welcome everyone to the Reels and Around podcast. Today is just me since Kirk is unfortunately not going to be able to be here, and well, more on that later. But this week we watched Be Kind and Rewind, and this is our 8th episode, 2nd season. Like I said, Reels and Around on the rectangular table. I am on my desk, rectangular table. Don't you worry. We'll keep this alliteration going. Anyways, let's start off with the director and the writer, which happen to be the same person. We looked at one of his films last week with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is Michel Gondry. Well, not Michael, Michel Gondry. He also made The Science of Sleep and The We and the Why. Looking at the actors and actresses, we have Jack Black, who played Jerry. He's in Schoolhouse Rock, High Fidelity, Nacho Libre. He's also the lead singer in the duo of Tenacious D. That's the band, Tenacious D. If you like rock music, go and check him out. Yasin Bey, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. He played Mike. The Italian Job, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and The Woodsman is other films that he's in. And Danny Glover, Mr. Fletcher, Lethal Weapon 2012, Jumanji The Next Level, which was also a Jack Black film as he was in there. And Mira Farrow was also in here playing Miss Fellowitch. Rosemary's Baby, Crimes and Misdemeanors, and Peter Pan is other movies that she has been in. And so yeah, let's talk about the movie now that we got all that out of the way. So, main summary of this movie is that Jack Black and the store owner of not a DVD rental, like a movie rental place, and he had to leave to go on a trip. Let the other someone else was manager, and when he was leaving on the train, one of the messages he wrote, or was trying to tell the new up and coming manager, was don't let Jerry in the store. They had no clue what he was trying to say. He had no clue what the store owner was saying, and Jerry came in. Jerry is like a theorist, one of those like insane theorist people that have all these kind of weird schemes. And he thought the power generation in the town was corrupting everyone's minds. So he wanted to take an end to the power generation, the power plant. And so he got electrified. And the next day when he went into the store, the Be Kind Rewind store for the VHS rental store, he shocked all of them, and all of the films got corrupt and couldn't use them anymore. So what would you do in an instance like that? Well, the logical thing to do is refilm all the movies. So that is exactly what they did. They had a VHS recorder or camera, and just the two of them recorded the movies. There was a third that came on later once Jack Black's mechanic did not want to do a kissing scene with Jack Black. Well, Jack Black and the mechanic didn't want to do a kissing scene, so they got another go to help them with it. And this shop was in the works of being teared down. So they they didn't have the money to get the permits to fix up the shop and everything like that, so they can stay there. So it was gonna go down, the building, and they also got not really copyright striked, since they didn't own any of the movies, even though technically they were the ones that shot them. The story was not their own, so all of their movies that they shot was just flattened by a steamroller, and well, all their stock was just run over by a steamroller. They didn't know what to do. Their building was about to go down. It was about to be demolished. So the next thing they did was, well, with the help of their community members, like the neighbors, everyone in the community, they made a film, and the whole community watched. There was trying to be like a fundraiser type thing, where it's trying to be a fundraiser where they wanted to gain like the $60,000 that they needed to be able to keep the make all the renovations and keep the building. Not all the money came in. It was still set to, but the whole community watched what they put together as the final film. Was a documentary of like the history, the background behind the house, or not the house, but the building that their story resided in. Because it was based on all lies, but they were saying that like they make up they can change, they can kind of change the past, since well, no one from then could tell them otherwise. So they're just making all this stuff up, which, I mean, it goes down like another line, like in the last movie that we watched last week about Eternal Sunshine in the Spotless Mind, how they're erasing memories and how you can change your past. That's kind of what they were doing here, in essence. They kind of were changing their past, but not really. They were just spreading. I don't know. They came together as one, and talked about what happened in a way, like reinstate, like not really, yeah, like talking about the history of the building and everything like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film. It's kind of a B film, even though they were making, even though with like all the stars and everything in this movie. But I mean, there is some things that you just have to question, like when Jack Black was electrified and turned all the VHS tapes. Yes, don't get me wrong, I have had VHS tapes. I know what they are. I'm not that young, but I'm just wondering if like magnets and everything would cause all the VHS tapes to completely wipe, which that could have happened, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know. Another thing is, with all the like lightning and shock that he was put through, would that make him magnetized? I mean, like being magnetized would be pretty cool, don't get me wrong. Like I have magnetic sunglasses that I like being able to just put them on. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I do like magnets, so don't get me wrong on that front. But then, what like towards the middle of the movie, when he just pees out in the middle of the street, and all like the magnetized and like all the electricity just comes out of his pee. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's how that works. I really don't think that's how that works. I mean, it's not like I'm an electrician or anything, so I could be wrong. but I'm just guessing that that is not how that works. But yeah, other than that, the story was pretty good. It's just like any other like that's why I said that's kind of like a B-rated movie, because the way he got his superpower in a way, or like his power, the way he got his power to become magnetic, just I don't know, it doesn't really seem real. In the way he lost his power too, it just seems like they're trying to like fill the gap, like they had him like electricized. It can be a word, don't worry. Electricized, but then they're wanting like a way for him to be electricized and for him to stop being electricized. So that may have been the case, and they just thought that the power plant shocking him and everything like that could have been the answer, and then just him peeing out his power. I'm just not sure. It's just, yeah, just does not seem believable in that fact. But I mean, like, another way the movie could have been done, I don't really well, because the whole movie is based on them recreating other movies because the VHS tapes were erased. I'm not sure how else they could have done that, especially with the ease. I mean, like, someone could have pried the VHS tapes open and cut them, but I don't know. Yeah, so that may have been the only way they could have done it then. But like, other than that, like transitions were on point. The like when they're like speed through, like going through all the making of the movies, just speeding that process along was pretty fantastic. It looked like a one shot. Well, that's like all of Michel Gondry's work. Like, if you've seen his music videos, it just all looks like it was like one take, one shot. But you can see Jack Black in Be Kind Rewind in multiple times in the same scene during the different movies, but it still looks like it's just one take. It's hard to see the cut lines. I'm gonna have to watch it again to see, like, pay very close attention to the cut lines. But and then like the other timings, like, just weird, like how the new manager, while the original store clerk was on his trip, how he wrote on the window that don't let Jerry in, or he said keep Jerry out, and he wrote in the glass on the train window, and it was backwards for the new manager, for Mike. And he just wrote it on a piece of paper trying to figure out what it meant. He didn't know it was backwards until right when Jerry went into the power plant and Mike was about to follow it back. Which, I mean, let's just talk about that. Because when they were going into the power plant, they were like, their camouflage when the police came in, spot on. Like, holy smokes. Like, with the signs and everything, they just, I don't know how Jerry knew that the cops were going to be there right then and there to have the sign on their back and everything to match up and make it look like how it was. Even with the ladder was on the camouflage. Like, what? But anyways, Mike like took out the note from his pocket and was just like, yes, I know what it means. Because he turned the paper around and was just like, keep Jerry out. And he was like, nope, sorry Jerry, you can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. Can't go with you in the power plant. Like, that's another thing. Like, I really wanted to see Mike go in the power plant there, but it probably would have drastically changed the story of the movie. But I mean, I want to see that different outcome. I really want to see that different outcome. But yeah, writing was pretty good, except for like the few things that like probably made sense in the moment, but also doesn't really make sense like when you think about it. And I've said those, but I just really like. It may be a little bit harder when, like, this movie is a movie of making a lot of different smaller movies, basically. And like the other, like 2 weeks ago when we watched Adaptation, that was a movie about someone writing a screen movie of, yeah. I feel like it's really hard to get those like made and written up, and like the movie, like people writing stories in the movie, and just like different, like even when you have to do like TV shows inside of a movie and things like that, like man, I can't think of it, but like the Itchy and Scratchy in Simpsons, I feel like that would be like harder too, because you have to think of two different storylines, two different plots, two different movies in essence. Like you have to write two different things for one thing. It just seems a lot harder, and they pulled it off. And like the difference, and they really got creative too, like using like the crane, or not really a crane, but it's like it was like this construction vehicle, using that as like a dolly or a camera crane to move the camera up and down. It was incredible with like that aspect of them shooting different movies, like just transitions. Yeah, I can talk all day about that, but let's go on to the next slide, where we have the budget. Budget was $20 million, and it only generated 30.6. And I think that was, I mean, no one got fired over it. I will say that they made past their budget, but I mean, I think it could have done a little bit better. Like I really enjoyed the movie. 20 mils, not that bad, especially, yeah. Awards, none. It was nominated for like for a couple, but still, it wasn't nominated for that many. It didn't get any awards. Ratings. This is interesting. So this film is rated as 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 52% on Metacritic. I will say it's a lot better than some of the other B-rated films that I've seen, with like how they got their powers, like in that essence, because that's like the only thing that kind of like killed it for me, is like the ping out magnetic things from your body. I'm not sure if that's how that works, and if getting struck by lightning at a power plant will that give you magneticity. I highly doubt it as well, but it's a lot more believable than other movies. Like one of the other movies I watched was Spaghetti Man. He got his power by microwaving spaghetti, and it just turning green and everything like that. That's a very, very lot less believable. But I mean, I don't think that's the highest was 64%. I don't think it should have been that low. Maybe like a mid C to a low B rating, like a 74 to low 80. I would say, because like they got creative on how they did the shots, and like yeah. I don't know. I just really I really enjoyed watching it. I will watch it again. Anyways, next week, since one of the things that we've been doing is kind of like hip hopping from one movie to the other, with like the director, the writer, or any of the actors / actresses that played in the movie we watched this week. We'll watch one of their movies the next. We're going with another Jack Black film where he acted in, and we're going to watch High Fidelity. Now, we're not going to do that next week, because unfortunately we're not going to have an episode next week, because Kirk is getting a tattoo done next week, so he'll have to show us that next time. But 2 weeks after that, which I do believe is July the 6th, which is my birthday, funny enough. But we're gonna watch High Fidelity, and yeah, July 6th we're gonna watch High Fidelity, and we'll see you then. As always, I've been Ronan, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.